for me or Steve. Dan Overall, straight back at you. Would you like this horse?
Yeah, I've gone for a big one in this because I don't really fancy much at the head of the market. I respect Stumptown, but the prices, I'm happy to leave him alone. So I've gone with Dr. Kananga, who I believe when we previewed the Beecher, a lot of us fancied. He had a nice prep run over hurdles. We thought it would suit him. In the end, I think he was just too exuberant for it. He ballooned a lot of those fences, and in a race where it paid to be patient, he just super handled them. And he's himself took 1-3. Starting as a 3-5, he was second to Eva's Oscar, who was running off 1-3-2 that day. He then bolted up off 140 the other day, so that looks decent form. And Ben Clark is getting a reputation for being a bit of a target trainer. Like, he's done it with the Galloping Bear. Obviously, he had a spin over hurdles before going again second in the Ida the other day. Obviously, he's had some very good staying chase form. And I just think this has been a bit of a plan for him. Like, he came out of the point-to-point sphere as a trainer. I think he'll have someone planned to ride him who's of a decent standard, which is always crucial for a Kim Muir. This is his only entry. He'll go from the front. Whether he's quite got the stamina, if he's going to be as exuberant as he was in the Beecher, that's a question mark. But he's on a good mark. He's clearly been laid out for this, I believe. And I think he'll give a bold bid from the front, and he's a good price.
All right, Matt, who are you looking at and why regards the statistic?
So, yeah, the stat does lead into my selection here. 8 of the last 12 winners came from the front 3 in the market, going off 10.0 or shorter. We've had a couple of shocks like Chambard, but generally this is much more predictable than you might expect for a 24-runner staying handicap chase. And the key to that is the amateur riders. The Irish Yards tend to target this rather than the Ultima because they've got the massive advantage of the top qualified riders. They tend to get on the best handicapped horses, which is like a squared advantage for them. So there are some really progressive types in this. The one I like is Angel's Dawn. There's a huge advantage of Derek O'Connor riding. 1 off 122 at Down Royal. Heavily backed into 2.88 for the Grand National Trial at Punchestown last month. Looks to be going best there, off 128 when unseating 2 out. Gets in here off 131. Has only run right-handed over fences, but he looks to jump straight. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. And when looking at the jockeys, it's not just who will ride, it's also who has been riding during the season. He's had a promising £7 claimer, Keen Quirk, but that's very different from Stumptown, who's had Johnny Burke and Danny Mullins, or Mr. Incredible, who's had Brian Hayes riding. Angel's Dawn will be getting a significant jockey upgrade with Derek getting the leg up, whereas plenty of his rivals will be getting a jockey downgrade. So he looks the one to be with at this stage. If you are going to back him on anti-post terms on the Matchbook Exchange, just wait until tomorrow to check he isn't declared for the Leinster National. As I understand it, Kim Muir's the plan. But if you need to back him now, then you should take the non-runner and no bet concession just in case.
Micheál Deasy.
Yeah, I could see Helen is after tipping one of them there now for me. The first one I like is A Night in Lambourne. Ben Pauling's horse. He ran at the October meeting, finished second to Jimmy the Digger, and then he came out and he won very well at the November meeting. No, that was obviously bought on the old course, but he's put away for this. I think he's on a nice mark for it. And as we said earlier, Ben Pauling is having a fantastic season. I'd say like this is his only entry. This is obviously his target, and then just out of the few of the bigger price ones, I thought he was he had a nice look to him, and something close to the top of the market as well that caught my eye was Henry Daly's horse Rapper. He could have sneaked in the bottom of the Ultimate, but this is the only entry he got for the week. He's just in the Kim Muir. No, he's carrying 11-11, but there'll be a lot of them. He's number 9 in the list. There'll be a lot of them in and around that mark. He has good course form. He will handle the ground, whether it is unless it's in the extremes. Henry Daly is having a great season. He won the race he won in January. Was like the past winners of that included horse like Beware the Bear, who went on to win the Ultimate the same year. So I just think he's a nice profile for it, and I think he's in there about what price did I see him at there now? He's currently in there at about 34.0, so he's a massive price. If he runs in this, I think he could definitely be in the top 3 or 4.